Hey, Miss Leisha.
All right. So, thank you for having me. I
You're
was
welcome.
sitting over here screaming. I couldn't type fast enough. So, um, it kind of started with the video, but Bina unpacked so many things, and you did too. So I kind of want to focus more on. I want to move backwards. So I know you're a man and I'm a woman. You're much younger than me. I'm 35. I'm one of those women that you talk about. I got 4 kids, 3 different daddies. I was married to 2 of them. I'm a six-figure woman myself. So I just want the women that are on this live to know that what he's saying may be true, but I believe there's somebody out there for everybody. I'm not one of the Carishas. I ain't got no big ass, but I got a pretty face. I make a lot of money and I love God. And I just believe that there's so many people that are taking life away and not speaking life into women that they're actually starting to believe those type of things that you say. And it's not true. Because with my 4 kids with 3 baby daddies, I ain't never had a problem getting a man. And I'm not talking about a man just to have sex with. I'm talking about a man who wants to take care of my kids, a man who wants to be in my life because what I bring to the table. So that's number one. The second thing is,
Vada, please mute up.
um,
Go ahead, Miss Leisha.
I think it's more about women knowing exactly what they want. So a good man means different things to different people. So for me, a good man is a man who loves God, a man who is able to protect and provide. Now, I don't give if he's working at McDonald's, he's not even a man I would entertain. If he's not making 6 figures, he's not a man I would entertain. So that's why I say, good is relative. I mean, it just depends on who you're talking to. Because if you have a woman who is making, $30,000, $40,000 a year, she may be at a point in her life where she's willing to build up a man. I don't believe in potential at 35 years old. And I mean, I think a lot of women do, and that's why they find themselves in these situations consistently. Multiple kids, multiple daddies. For me, I got married. I had a baby going into my marriage. I got married. I had 2 more kids, and then I got married again and had another one. And my children have never been a reason for a man not to want to be with me. So maybe in your age group, maybe the younger men possibly. But when you start getting into like your mid 30s and 40s, everybody got kids.
Right.
They do. And I ain't gonna lie, I don't eat those things you say. I mean, I'm a plus size woman, but my size has never been a determining factor because for me, my expectations are I want a man that's 6'5" or taller, 6 figures or more. His own house, his own damn everything. So, I mean, I don't know. I guess when I get on TikTok and I hear all this relationship advice, it just seems like who is coming up with this stuff? And I mean, no disrespect to you,
I
but
know.
I mean, it's like all these men, like I had a live last night, these men talking about what they want. And the man was like, if we go on a date, you gonna pay for the meal. No, he's gonna pay for the meal, but if we go to the
Excuse me, Miss Leisha.
Mhm.
Um, what's Rab Tham yet? I am not plus size. I am far from plus size. And listen, I do not tolerate any disrespect in my chat. Okay, I don't tolerate disrespect from anybody. I don't like anybody that much to let them disrespect me. So um, let me get you out of here. Just so y'all know, I'm seeing everything that's going on in the chat. So go ahead, Miss Leisha. Go ahead.
All right, I'm sorry. But anyway, so the man was like, he told me that if he went on a date, he paid for the meal, he expected the woman to pay for the movie. And I asked him, I said, just since we're having an open, honest conversation, how much disposable income do you have? Because those are the only type of men, who would ever expect anything from a woman to me. Because all the men I deal with, even though I have my own money, they don't want they don't want anything from me because they're already wealthy. But anyway, so I just wanted to get that out. But I made some notes while she was talking. Um, uh, Too old for potential. Be willing to settle. We have to set expectations. And one thing she said is get you a regular dude. Nah, regular dudes cheat. They do. All of them cheat. in some type of way. Um, I think that's all I had. But oh, and I think one of the other things you said was like, when we were in our 20 or in your 20s, we all want the bad boys. I think when you get older and you become more mature, you're looking for different things in men. Because I went through the little bad boy stage too. But now a man who ain't got a 401k, ain't got his own IRA and that type of stuff, he doesn't excite me in any type of way. So I think women just really need to raise their expectations.
So Ms. Leisha, why exactly does a man is your qualifications for a man? Why does he need to be at least 6'5" and make six figures?
Because I'm not going to be attracted to a man. So at this point, I know exactly what I want. He needs to be 6'5". I don't want no bald man. I don't want no skinny man. And he got to make a lot of money. And I don't know if we can say it on live, but he has to be able to sexually please me. And if he's not able to do all of those things, then we're not going to be in a relationship at all.
I
And I
understand.
mean, mhm.
I understand you wanting to be sexually pleased and but I'm just trying to understand exactly why he needs to be at least 6'5" and why he needs to make quote unquote a lot of money. Like why what is the exact reason for that?
So the exact reason why is because if a short man walked up to me, I'm not attracted to him. A man has to be at least 6'5" for me to be attracted, like for us to even have a conversation. So if a dude walks up and he's under, my expectation, it's like, why are you talking to me? If a man walks up to me and, of course, you don't know how much money someone makes by just walking, but as we continue to talk, if you're not able to match my income, then we're not a good fit.
Well, okay, if you make six figures and you want a man that is on the same socioeconomic status as you, I 100% understand that. How tall are you?
I'm 5'6".
So you're 5'6", but the man needs to be at least 6'5" for you to even be attracted to him.
Correct.
So if he's
Yep.
6'2", 6'3", 6'4", 6'1", or 6 feet, you're not going to be attracted to him.
Not at all. Zero. But men, you guys have y'all's expectations too. Some men like plus size women. Some men like skinny women. A big girl come talk to you, you may not like that. So I think everybody has their preferences. So for me, I am so secure where I am in my life with my 4 kids and 3 different baby daddies that I know what I want and I'm not willing to accept anything less than that. And I think everybody right.
What percentage of men are you interested? Do you have a preference of black men?
Oh, honey, yes. I love me a black man, and I don't want no other man. No other race, I wouldn't even entertain them.
What percentage of men are even 6 feet tall?
Y'all, I don't know percentages, but I'm just telling you, in 35 years of living, I've never not been able to have the type of man that I want. When my income was a little bit lower, or I mean, just to be more specific, when I got in my first marriage, it was all building this man up. He was living with some roommates. He was maybe 6 foot. I was a waitress. I mean, we were in the building stage together, but once I got there and once I came into the woman I am, I know exactly what I want. I mean, and I think everybody knows what they want. Yes, 3 baby daddies, 2 husbands, and 1 baby daddy. Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm not embarrassed.
So, Miss Leisha, I'm on Google right now, and it says in the United States, 14 to 15.8% of men are 6 feet tall. But you're saying that he needs to be at the very least 6'5".
Yes.
All right.
What are you
Hey,
attracted to? I mean, I'm just curious. Like, what type of woman are you attracted to?
are you talking about like physical appearance or
Physical. Yes.
I don't have like a specific height requirement and a specific body requirement, but I do think it's very interesting that you being 6 or 5'6" saying that a man needs to be at the very least 6'5" for you to even be interested in him. So he could you can find you might find a man to be physically attractive, but he might be like 6'2" or 6'3", so you're just gonna skip over him.
I am.
All right.
And but I want other women to know. I mean, I'm a woman of God. I mean, maybe everybody else. I don't know what a people's religion is. It really doesn't matter. But I believe that God sends me the desires of my heart, and that has 100% always been the case. I mean, we can be friends, but we're not going to be in a romantically involved relationship. So I
I,
mean,
I
I
just
don't.
want I just want to be very clear. So you said 4 kids,
4 kids, three
three
baby
different
daddies.
three baby daddies, and
Correct.
he needs to be 6'5" at the very least.
Correct.
He
Six
needs to
figures.
make he needs to make at least 6 figures,
Yes.
and he needs to be well endowed and pleasure you
Yes.
sexually.
Absolutely. And I'm not accepting anything less. Anything less. And I mean, I'm just saying, I mean, when I think it's really about what you believe. I think it's about what you allow into your mind. Because if you are constantly hearing people saying you shouldn't have expectations or nobody's going to want you because you got kids or all these baby daddies, I think people start to believe that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I believe that if you come up with a vision of a woman that you want, or if you set a goal, even if it's not a relationship goal, you need to be able to see it, believe it, so it will be. So, I mean,
Absolutely. You definitely need to be able to see it. And you definitely need to believe it. However, um, we live in a world where there's possibility and there's probability. So possibility is like anything can happen for everyone, anything can happen at any time. But probability is more so how realistic is it? So
I'm living it. I'm
no, no,
living it.
listen, no, Miss Leisha,
Hmm.
please do not take what I'm saying personal. I'm not talking specifically to you or your situation. I'm speaking in general. But at the end of the day, everyone in here can play the lottery, and there's a possibility that we can all hit the jackpot. But the probability of any of us hitting the jackpot is like one in whatever million. And we also, as human beings, we need to like evaluate where we currently are and see if we're actually even on the right path to get what it is that we want. Like if I have 3 felonies, the chances of me getting hired by some big corporation for some big position, is it possible that it can happen? Absolutely. But is the probability of it happening is very, very extremely low.
So what you're
So
saying is you have to set realistic expectations. But what I'm saying is everybody's expectation is different. Like for you, you're saying physical appearance doesn't matter as much. And it's really not delusional because it's happened, you know? I mean, who would think? And I mean, look, if we're gonna have a real conversation, right? So I'm a 35-year-old woman. I'm 5'6". I weigh 200 pounds. I have 4 children with 3 different baby daddies, currently married, right? And I'm living the life better than some women who may have their bodies done, who may not have kids, who may be a more attractive woman. So I guess the issue that I have is when people say you shouldn't have expectations. So women shouldn't have expectations because what is the likelihood of it happening isn't that
no,
likely? I mean, I don't know.
no, 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 no. That listen, that's not what I said. I don't say that, but what pertains to what we're talking about. At the end of the day, like it's in everyone's best interest to have realistic goals. That's why they say like set real goals and have realistic expectations. Like if I've never played baseball a day in my life, I can't at 25 years old be like I'm about to like be in the MLB. Like I've never played baseball a day in my life before. So like we can set like certain goals, but like certain stuff you need to make sure we need to be realistically we need to be in a position and on the path to like making that goal like be able to be accomplished and making that dream a reality. So I like you're in a great situation and like God bless you, but at the end of the day, I know as a man, even though I'm a young man, I have friends like I know how men talk. I know how men think. And I have an older sister and I have a younger sister. Neither of them have children. I can tell every woman in here that it is not in their best interest to go have, and I'm not talking about you specifically or trying to take shots at you. I can tell every woman in here that it is in their best interest to not go have 4 kids by 3 different men, never having been engaged or married before, and think that like a 6'5" man that makes 6 figures and is childless is gonna want a committed, serious, like exclusive relationship with them. Is it possible? Yes. But out of 10 men, there will probably only be one of those men that'll actually want to engage in that type of relationship with that woman. That's just the
But
reality.
but you're
That's
talking
not
about men or okay, but see, you're talking about men who are, like you said, in their 20s. But when men start to get older and more mature, no woman goes that well, some people may, but I'm just speaking for myself. No woman gets married to get divorced, and no one says, you know what, oh, I'm gonna have a baby by him, and then I'm gonna have some more by him. I mean, it's just kind of life. Life
it.
happens.
I don't. I strongly disagree with that because any woman that values relationships, any woman that values family, you're how can you have 3, 4 different kids by 3, 4 different men, never having been engaged or married before? If you really did value family and relationships, if you really did value your womb, you would have never been in that position to start with. Now, do we all make mistakes? Do accidents happen in life? Yes. But I would think after the first one, you would have learned your lesson. I would think after the second one, you learned your lesson. I would think after the third one, you would have learned your lesson. But when you keep on doing the same thing, when you keep on bumping your head, you know what the definition of insanity is, right?
I'm going to agree with everything you said because I feel the same way that women should not have multiple children if they are not in committed relationships. But I'm just going to speak on myself. I had my first child when I was 17 years old. You know, kids make mistakes. And I said, you know what? This can't happen this way. I was a junior in high school. So I had to have my senior year with a baby. My mom told me, she said, if you bring another baby home, you got to go. I believed her. So I got 18. I graduated from high school. I went straight to college. I became a nurse. I went back and I got my master's. I went back and I became a nurse practitioner. So, what I'm saying is, I didn't make the same mistake again. I got married to my husband with the thought that we were going to be together forever, you know? So, why wouldn't you have kids by your husband? I had enough income to take care of my children without a man. So, yes, I was comfortable to have kids by my husband, you know? He cheated. I said, you know what? I don't have to deal with that. I left him. I was married to him for 10 years. I got with my next husband and we were together 5 years before we said, you know what? We want a baby on our own. So that's how you end up with 4 kids and 3 different baby daddies. So I think it's very judgmental for you to say that because everybody has a different story. There are women who go out there and have baby after baby after baby. I have some friends like that, but that's not me. So what I'm saying is don't put that narrative out there. Everybody knows who those women are, and that shit is crazy. But everybody's different.
Miss Leisha, you just talked about your specific situation, and when I have these conversations on here, a lot of women come on here and make it specific to their situation. You being your God bless you, and and everything and how it turned out for you. We're not talking about you and your specific situation. We're not talking about women that have similar situations like you. Um, seven Between 70 and 80% of the children in our community are being born out of wedlock. 80% of for 80% of single parent homes in America are led by single mothers. So
So
you
you
can't
throwing that back around.
your specific situation is an exception, and your exception is not the rule, and your exception is not the majority at the end of the day.
So back to what you said. I know I can't hold you up all night because there's other women that want to talk, but just kind of going off what you said that these women, I mean, these men don't want these type of women, but 70 or 80% or whatever you said, of our homes are single women, right? But
Yep.
it's like the men are the problem. The women ain't having any kids by themselves.
So
The
so seven so you're okay. 70% of our children are being born out of wedlock. And in our country, in America, black women are the least married by percentage rate and the highest divorce by percentage rate. So
okay,
are we trying again? Are we valuing family and relationships? What are we valuing
we,
here?
you know,
Are we
it
are
really
we just
speaks
are we just
against
trying to
the
pop
men.
babies, or are we actually trying to have families where people grow up in two parent households where the children can have a better rate of success at real life? What are we promoting here? What are we
So
valuing?
what we need to be promoting is men stepping up and being accountable and taking responsibility because men are supposed to be the head. They're the head in everything. We can go from corporate, we can go, I mean, just gender equality. If the men were stepping up, there wouldn't be so many single mamas.
Okay,
And
Miss
it's
Lisa.
like everybody blames the women. Yeah, she
No,
opened her legs, but it took two.
Miss Lisa. 70% of these women are having children by 18% of these men. The women that y'all describe as Pookie and Ray Ray, 70% of these women are having are 70% of these women are having children with 18% of the black men.
Well, the
So
women are
that's
making
my point, Miss Lisa. That's my point. So Pookie and Ray Ray got 7 kids by 5 different women, but Earl, John, Timothy, and all these other people that go to work every day, more than 50% of those men are childless.
so they're more responsible with their sperm is how that sounds to me, but it's like everybody still wants to move away from the fact that the man is the leader. So what you're saying is that there's no accountability for Pookie or Ray
I'm
Ray.
not saying that at all.
Well, what is it?
Listen, I know this is our first time speaking, but
Hmm.
I don't support the proponent of men going out here and impregnating multiple women and not taking care of their children. I value family and relationships. Like I think like first of all, I think people I'm like I said, being that I value family and relationships, I think, especially in our community, and the numbers show it. Again, black women, least married, highest divorce, and right after them, black men. I'm more so of the proponent of us being married, securing a covenant, planning a family together, then having children and going from there. Things may work out, things may not work out, but I think at least that's the right way to go about it. So I'm not supporting the Pookie and Ray Rays that are out here doing what they're doing. But this is another thing, and then you can respond to this, and then we'll move on. At the end of the day, as women, you know that when you have unprotected sex with a man, you're the one that has more to lose. You know that going into this, we're both subjecting ourselves to a possible STD, a possible STI, but at the end of the day, only one of us can get pregnant. And you as a woman, you're the one that can get pregnant out of this. So, and this is another thing, Ms. Leisha. A lot of these women are not only having children by men that they're not married to, they're having children with men that they're not even in relationships with. They're having children, they're having children by men that they don't even know. So at the end of the day, when you have that child, um, or when you tell that man that you're pregnant, and he's telling you like, "Hey, I'm not about to be, I'm not about to be in that child's life. I don't know you. We're not in a relationship. Like we're in 2022, Ms. Leisha. We're not gonna act. We're gonna stop acting like women think that having a child by a man is going to keep him around or possibly make him want to be in a relationship with you. If women know that, then why put yourself in that position in the first place? when you have more to lose at the end of the day?
So
What's your answer to that?
just to make sure I understand what you're saying is that there's more responsibility on the woman during sex than the man because she
Correct.
has more to lose, right?
Correct.
So that's that's real deep. So I'm gonna agree because women are pretty much stuck with the kids. They are. And I don't know why women keep making those bad choices to be with these men that they know who aren't responsible. And I mean, that is a problem. But I guess the concern I have is you're the man who values marriage and you're saying, well, I would rather, do it the right way. And if it don't work out, then it don't. But then that woman is left with your kids. And now you're saying nobody's going to want her
Why are
because
you
that's really
no?
what it
That is
boils
not what
down
I'm
to.
saying. No, no,
That
no.
is
That is not what I'm
definitely what
saying.
you're saying.
No, that is not what I'm saying. You just provided an example of people doing it the right way. What I said was getting married and planning your family and having your children that way is the right way to do it. Getting married does not guarantee that y'all are going to be together forever. Y'all
Right.
could
So what
separate.
happens to the
Y'all could
woman?
y'all could separate and y'all could
Mhm.
successfully co-parent. What you
No,
just
but
tried to
what
do is trying
happens
to
to
make
the woman when y'all
one second,
separate?
one second. What you just tried to do is make it seem as if it doesn't work out. The man is just going to totally drop off and disregard his kids. Is
I
there a
didn't say that.
possibility that that can happen? Yes, but let's not
No,
try
I
to make
didn't
it
say
seem.
that.
Let's not try to make it seem like that's just exactly what's going to happen. I'm not going to let you like twist my words up because that's not
No,
what I
no,
said.
that's not the focus. The focus is you get married, you do it the right way, you are successfully co-parenting your children, right? But then that woman that you created a family with is the woman that you're saying other men aren't gonna want.
I
So
did not
that's like
say that.
you
You want
yeah.
okay? Okay. I am not talking about the woman that's a divorcee. I am not talking about the woman that is a widow. I am talking about Carisha and Shaniqua and Yolanda and Ariana that been out here just getting busted by every single man without having been engaged or married before. Men, whether you want to agree with me or not, men see a divorcee and a widow in a whole different light. Especially a man that is a divorcee, especially a man that is a widow. They see that woman, whether she has one kid, two kids, three kids, they see her in a whole different light. I'm not talking about that woman.
Hmm, okay. Well, we'll let somebody else talk because I want to hear what these other women have to say.
All right, thank you, Miss Lisa. I
Thank
appreciate you. Have a good
you.
night. Hey, it's